Talk about a disappointing movie. The Lost City of Z is directed by James Gray and it stars Charlie Hunnam as an adventurer, Sienna Miller as his wife, and Robert Pattinson as a fellow adventurer, and even Tom Holland, the new Spider-Man's in there for a little while as an adventurer as well. So this movie is a true story of this adventurer in the early 19th century that he lives in England and he gets sent to South Africa pretty often to find this lost city that he's been looking for a while. He keeps finding little clues and things and tribes that he's like, oh, I keep hearing about this lost city, so he keeps trying to find it. And I was excited to see this movie because the trailers got me really hyped for it. It looked very suspenseful, it looked very intriguing, very dark, maybe a little bit scary. And what I ended up getting out of this movie is just disappointment. This movie is kind of really long and really boring and nothing really happens. So much happens, and yet nothing really happens. It's really kind of confusing because this movie has a lot in it, and there's a lot of great dialogue that keeps you interested, and there's some great performances by Charlie Hunnam and everybody involved. I thought that everybody did a fine job, but the story that they're telling is so disjointed. It's just so all over the place. It just jumps forward in years, and it's like you're in a scene, and then you're like, okay, this is what this movie is? No, okay, we're going to fast forward to the years. Okay, are we going to finally get into the story? It's like I kept waiting for the movie to start. It never, had any start point for me. I always felt like, okay, it's setting up. When is this movie going to just begin? And then it was just over. So I was very disappointed by that because I thought that this is a true life story, and I didn't know that going in, but this true life story of this adventurer, it sounds very intriguing, and things with like Apocalypto and not even a great movie, but the Green Inferno, a movie like that where like they're discovering things and they find this whole cannibal tribe. That's interesting. I thought that there'd be some different angles in this thing, and it ends up being somewhat an adventure movie, but then most of the time it just ends the adventure, and then he's just back home, and then there's all the politics and things that go along, and then he goes on another journey, and then there's a war, and the movie's just all over the place, and it jumps it's all discombobulated, and I found it very hard to get intrigued by it. Like, I would get interested in a scene, and I would be the most engaging parts of this movie were some scenes of dialogue, which the movie did very well, but that's the most important, interesting part of this movie is the dialogue. It's like I expected there to be some really cool action and some cool set pieces and things that happened, but the dialogue ended up being the most interesting part. And it was well done and there was good acting, but I wanted so much more out of this movie and I just didn't get it. I was very let down by this movie. If you were interested in seeing it, I don't know, maybe I expected something that I shouldn't have, but I felt like the trailers made it seem so much more exciting than it was, and I felt like if they just would have picked one part of an adventure even to focus on and just focus on an actual adventure part of it, this movie really could have benefited from it, but it was so all over the place and spanned so many years and jumped to too many things that I felt like it just wasn't a great story overall. So yeah, I was very disappointed. I'm going to go 1.5 out of 5 for The Lost City of Z. Very disappointed by this one. I thought that it looked good, I thought that the acting was good, and there were some scenes that engaged me, but there were things that could have made this movie great, and they just didn't do anything with them, so very disappointing. Let me know if you see the movie, what you think about it. I don't know, maybe I'm crazy, but I couldn't get into it. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like this, you want to see more reviews from a guy like me, Tom Waterloo, then please like and share this video, leave a comment down below, and most importantly, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you.